All right, so we are live for another client spotlight interview, joined by my man Austin West. Despite what the name on the screen may say, that is Austin West. um, Austin, man, excited to have you on. Do you just want to give a quick rundown of like you, what you do, what your company does, all that good
Yeah,
stuff?
yeah. So still relatively new. Started my company back. Actually, just had my third birthday. Technically, my company did February 19th of 2018. And general remodeling contractor here in the Portland metro area. And yeah, a little bit of everything is what we do. Been doing a lot of patio covers here lately. Decks, patios, roofing, siding, flooring, kitchen, bathrooms, all the above.
A little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. So, dude, 3 years, just had the third birthday. We talked, me and Tony were talking about this a little bit in the last client spotlight interview we did that, in the construction world, right? Like that's still a pretty new company. Like overall, you're still pretty new to this game
Oh
of
yeah.
running a business.
Oh yeah.
That's crazy,
Absolutely.
man. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I know you've been like seeing some success, so I'm excited to have you on. And I do want to dive in to some of those projects and some of that stuff here in a bit. But I guess like walk us through like what challenges do you feel like you were facing before you started working with us?
Uh, really just where the next job was going to come from. Now that was the biggest thing that kind of attracted me to your deal because I did the whole home advisor thing and that's set up for certain kind of companies like kind of bigger operations, but because home advisor the way that they do it it's just kind of the way I explain it to people is that it just kind of puts you in a bidding war. So you need a sales guy, you need estimators, not really set up for a guy like me that wears all those hats. So what kind of drew me into you was them coming to me instead of me going to them, essentially. And there's like a kind of once I figured out that home advisor wasn't really going to work, then I kind of figured out that I was going to have to kind of change up my I guess my strategy a little bit and needed a little bit more of an online presence. And I did that actually a little bit before you came on. And that's why I had the website and that helps out big time. And then yeah, that's really it.
I love it, man. Because it was mostly, I know you had tried out Home Advisor, a little bit of that stuff, weren't really seeing traction. And it was mostly really just word of mouth until working with us, right? Am I remembering
Yeah,
that right?
yeah, absolutely. Reaching out with, I mean, I have a small network here in the Pacific North. I wasn't born and raised here, so I don't have I don't like have my old friends, uncles, contractor buddy to kind of lean on. I was always just kind of just depending on kind of like my hard work and working my hands to the bone and just trying to make something work.
I love that. No, I hear you, man. So like you've been seeing a lot of success and we're going to dive into that here in a minute, but like what would you say for you is like the number one thing that really helped you see success in working with us?
The number one thing, well, having that consistent lead flow, I was actually able to kind of change up my numbers a little bit. Not before. I mean, I feel like I had to land every single job. So, I mean, I was pretty much, undercutting people by 20, 30%, easy, if not more. And so, I mean, that was really just the biggest thing. I mean, be able to kind of actually add profit margin, kind of, expand my knowledge and my education and business in general.
And not just having to take every single job that came to you.
Exactly. That was
Yeah.
rough. That was real
Yeah, I
rough.
know that's a big one for guys is they feel like because they're not exactly sure where that next job is coming from, that they have to take every single job.
Yeah.
And I know that was big for you was being able to be more selective with the actual jobs you took. You're not going and hanging a light fixture. You're not doing this small stuff. You want a specific job with a specific clientele.
Well, you can actually qualify customers instead of them qualifying you. It kind of changes the game a little bit. Mhm.
It flips the cards and you really feel like that those tables turned once you had that consistent pipeline, if I'm hearing you right.
Yeah. I didn't have to worry about it.
I love that,
Mhm.
man. I love it. One of the things that, dude, sometimes it gets me fired up more hearing our guys talk about, I have all these people I have to follow up with and all these appointments on the calendar rather than like I just closed a job. Because
Yeah.
it's like the longevity growth of your business comes from the pipeline, like you were talking about. So, dude, I love that. It fires me up.
Mhm.
Um, so let's talk about some of the stuff like everybody wants to know, right? Like how long did it take you before like you closed that first job from working with us? From when our ads went live to you closing the first deal, how long would you say that was?
I mean, within a week. I mean, easy. I mean, well, I mean, like I said, I don't know if you remember our initial phone call, but I remember telling you, dude, if you just get me in front of them, I can take care of the rest.
Yeah.
But yeah, like a week, if not just a couple of days.
That's incredible, man. Yeah. And for everybody watching, like that's not completely normal, right? Like you saw Tony, it took him a little longer because it's a completely different lead source. It's going to be a lot different than word of mouth or than Home Advisor, that type of stuff. But Austin wasn't kidding when he said he's a people person and he got it done, saw success right away. So I love it, man. So to give people like the numbers they want to know, right? I know we were talking about this a little bit the other day. I think I actually posted it, but you've been with us for what? 8 months now, something like that, 7 or 8 months.
August, yeah.
What would you say is like the total revenue you've sold since working with us?
I'm reaching 100K.
That's crazy. So it's actually gone up a little bit since last time we talked.
Yeah.
Nice. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. I mean, that has to put us, I remember last time we talked, we were at like right around a 10% cost of marketing, just a little above. I mean, you got to be at like 7-8% now. Easy.
Yeah.
Maybe even lower.
Thereabouts.
Dude, good stuff. That's exciting. Congrats, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Cool. So dude, like tactically, right? We talk about pipeline and like how important that is, but like tactically when it comes to, setting appointments and closing these jobs and growing the business in general, like what would you say is the big thing that helped you achieve like so much success?
That's a good question. I mean, again, I don't want to keep referring back to just like the consistent lead source, but that's just kind of like half of your business, right? I mean, once you kind of get that figured out, then, I mean, the rest is kind of, just takes care of itself, right?
Totally. At that point, you can do your job and
yeah. I mean, it's the actual swinging hammer is the easy part. It's the rest of it that's just kind of is the challenge.
I hear that. Well, cool. Good stuff, man. Dude, any advice you'd give to someone that's like looking to, have more of a consistent lead flow, set more appointments, or just looking to grow their remodeling business in general? Like what advice would you give that person?
Know your numbers. I mean, I saw that interview with Tony. Know your numbers, kind of take a little bit more of a business mindset to things, because I mean, I consider myself in that pool of contractors that, I mean, I didn't get to this point in my career because I'm a savvy businessman. Yeah. I got to this point in my career because I really consider myself a pretty good carpenter. So, I mean, just trying to change that. If you're in that pool of contractors like myself, then try to change your mindset over to being more of a business owner instead of a technician, really. Knowing your numbers, and really just don't overcomplicate things. I mean, sure, subcontract with other contractors there for a little bit to kind of keep you busy, but eventually just go try to get your own jobs, because then you're going to be able to figure out your own profit margin and your own numbers and you'll be able to make more money, really. And that's what we're here for, right?
Yeah, dude, I love that. I think I'm seeing it less and less, but especially every now and then I see like contractors, especially solo contractors, because you only got a couple guys that work with you every now and then, right? It's pretty much just you.
Yeah, pretty much just me.
And dude, I see a lot of the times those solo contractors, they shy away from the business side of things. They're like, I'm good at doing this. My work speaks for itself. I don't need to learn business. I don't need to do marketing.
Well, that's too easy,
I love hearing you talk about that.
Yeah. That's too easy, right? Well, the thing is, I mean, that kind of goes back to, we're going through some of your posts. I mean, it kind of goes back to the mindset thing that you got to always be trying to learn. My first year in business, I didn't even know what a markup was. I was just out there for wages. But yeah, but I mean, then I came across a couple books and I'm in the middle of one right now that's really, very insightful. And, I'm just always constantly just trying to learn. And, when I first came into this, the things that I thought were going to be really easy ended up being really difficult. The things I thought were going to be really difficult ended up being really easy.
Funny how that goes.
Yeah. Sales, for instance, that's like learning a whole new trade all in its own. I've never done it before. I've been a helper, been a carpenter, been a foreman, never been a sales guy. So, I never knew how to sell myself and sell my business but that turned out to be really easy. But I mean, yeah.
Dude, I love that. Yeah, I firmly believe, and I know a lot of people don't, but I firmly believe, man, like you can be a B plus contractor, you know, that does pretty good work, right? And if you have great marketing and you're great at sales, you will grow a bigger business than the contractor that doesn't have great marketing and doesn't have great sales, but their work is a notch above yours.
Yeah.
Like
And
that's
another
just
key
the harsh
point,
reality.
no, yeah, absolutely. And another key point is to don't try to force growth. Like a good company is supposed to kind of grow naturally. And that's one mistake. I mean, I came out the gates firing. I mean, I had like 4 or 5 guys working for me. Like my phone was always ringing, but I mean, I didn't have all my ducks in a row in order to handle that. I had to put guys in positions that, I mean, jump up from carpenter to foreman. He wasn't ready for that.
That was before you got started with us, if I remember, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
This was back in 2018. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I remember because we started you out small. We're slowly growing it up, just like you said.
Yeah.
Dude, I love that. Like I said, I think so many people shy away from the business aspect, especially when they're that solo contractor. You know, they're not a big remodeling company. Dude, I think that's awesome advice, man. I think people need to go through that more. And like you were saying, mindset. I think we're actually going to start. We may do. I think we're going to start sending our clients like a book about mindset because it's so important. It's so important. Dude,
word of the day.
I love hearing it, man. I absolutely love it. Well, cool, dude. I think we're kind of wrapping this up. Unless I missed something. I mean, who would you recommend comes and works with us here at Pathfinder?
Really just I mean those contracts, it kind of levels the playing field for us smaller guys, new guys kind of starting out. So I mean just guys who are just kind of looking for the good, consistent, qualified lead source. I mean it kind of like how I said before, it was kind of a game changer for me. Not having to worry about where the next job was coming from, just something just as simple as that. You know, yeah.
I love it. Cool. Well, I think that's all I got. Appreciate you coming on, man. And yeah, I will talk to you soon, brother.
Sounds good, man.
All right. Peace.